Welcome back, guys, to another video on the channel. As you guys can see by the title on this video, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on the games of the Champions League today. Basically a preview of what I think is going to happen in these games. We all saw what happened yesterday in the games where Chelsea got absolutely demolished, Manchester City got absolutely demolished as well, and then Sporting coming back, a remontada at home, 5-0 against Bodo Glimt, and Arsenal obviously winning their game as well against Leverkusen. So today's games are big games as well. Let's start off with the biggest game in my opinion. Barcelona, my beautiful Barcelona versus Newcastle. And again, as we saw in the first leg, the game finished off 1-1 at Newcastle away. And today, Barcelona are playing at home at the Camp Nou with the fans chanting, with the fans going crazy. Hopefully, Barcelona, the fans, the players are all together and can go out there and, get the win. We look again head to head. Let's look at the last game. Let's look at what we got from that game. Maybe some stats, some head to head we see here. Yeah, let's look at the possession on Foot Mob. Barcelona, obviously, at the end of the day, Barcelona are always going to have more possession. That's just how we play. 54% possession against 46 Newcastle. 16 total shots for Newcastle, 9 for Barcelona. 2 big chances for Barcelona, and actually 1 for Newcastle. But as we saw that game, the game was very much on Newcastle's side the whole entire game. Newcastle, the fans, everyone, they were all in it. They were just playing out of their mind. This was not the Newcastle we saw from a previous game that we had against them. They were really going out there attacking and trying to make the game their game. Barcelona, in my opinion, in the first leg, just didn't expect that to happen. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought Newcastle were going to play more reserved, kind of hold the ball, try to play more defensively and then counterattack us. But no, they came out of the gates firing off, attacking so many chances. And as we look at the lineup in the first half, in the first leg as well, Lewis Hall, man. Lewis Hall with an amazing game and an amazing performance. You got to say, man, he definitely pocketed Lamine Yamal in that performance. Even though Lamine Yamal did score to tie it up in the last minutes, courtesy of a penalty. But Lewis Hall, man, if you watched the game, had an amazing game. He actually finished the game off with a 7.9. Not too high of a rating, but he was man of the match in this game, and deservingly so. He was absolutely amazing. You had players like Dan Burn, Theo as well in the back, who played very well. Tonali doing his thing. And the craziest thing is they didn't even have, what's his name? Guimaraes, who's injured, and he will continue to be injured for the second leg. He's injured until, unfortunately, April. But yeah, this team was going in there with a lot of hope. You had a lot of pace down their wings with Harvey Barnes and obviously Elanga on the right as well. Osula up top, who's also very pacey. They're going out there with that pace and power that we know the Premier League is all about. And then obviously Barcelona, the best rating on this team was actually Lamine Yamal, who definitely got that goal in the last minute as well, courtesy of a penalty, but didn't have an amazing game that he usually does, especially in the Champions League. He finished off that game, the first leg, with a 7.6 rating. Besides that, the second highest was Lopez with a 7.4. Lewandowski, again, I thought going into this game, it was actually the best if we had Lewandowski starting, because we know what Lewandowski does in Champions League. He has the experience. He's been at these big moments before, but unfortunately finished off with a 5.9 rating, coming off in the 70th, and didn't really get much opportunity to kind of do his thing. You know what? Sometimes it's not his game. I feel like sometimes you don't even find him. That's the thing, right? We have Rafinha on the left-hand side as well, who finished with a 7.4, but he was doing his own thing. He was trying to really... Sometimes Rafinha tries to do too much, I believe. Meanwhile, Lewandowski just wants to get more of that support. He wants to get more of those passes. He just didn't get those during the first leg, and that's what it was. I think Lewandowski, if you give him 1 or 2 good chances, I think he can put one in the back of the net. Again, with that experience, all you need is Lewandowski to find that angle and get that shot off. That's all you need from a guy like him. But I think he just didn't get that opportunity, unfortunately. Cancelo started off at the left back, and he finished off with a 7.0 rating. We had Araujo at the right back position, who finished off with a 7.3. But if you remember how the first goal came, the only goal actually for Barnes and Newcastle in the 86th minute, Araujo unfortunately was coming. He was trying to waste time at the end of the game. All the way at the end of Newcastle, trying to waste time. He started to run back, but unfortunately he couldn't get back in time. For some reason, Rafinha was playing right back at that point. Harvey Barnes makes a run behind him, and then everyone at Barcelona was just ball watching. Harvey Barnes finishes it in the back of the net. But besides that, again, it was just not a good game. I was super nervous that the game was gonna end like that with 1-0. Again, 86th minute for Barnes to score for Newcastle. You can really see and think that game's done. 1-0 is the result, 100%. Newcastle will go and defend now. Go into the second leg with a lead, 1-0. Away. You go into the second leg away. Try your best to defend as much as you can. And the same thing with, like I said, with Man City in my preview or my recap last video. I said Man City, like Barcelona, are going to try to go out there, obviously, at home and try to attack. And maybe Newcastle could find a way to counter and maybe get a goal in the second leg. But thankfully, with Lamine Yamal, courtesy actually a penalty from Olmo, who came in the second half at, let me see here, he came on in the 70th minute, gets a penalty in the last minutes, and it was a penalty. I don't know what people were saying. A lot of people were saying, oh, Barcelona got, gifted a penalty in the last 9 minutes. It was a penalty, 110%, as I said in my last videos as well when I spoke about this game. Lamine Yamal gets that penalty, scores that penalty. So now going into the second leg, finally, let's talk about the second leg. Guys, I think Barcelona are going to win the second leg. I think we finally realized that Newcastle is a team we got to actually, pay attention to, not take them lightly. We know what we did against them in the first time we faced them off. I believe we faced them September 18th in the Champions League and one of the earlier rounds where we beat them 2-1, but that was a decisive win that Barcelona had there. So going into the second leg, guys, I do see Barcelona winning this. I think it's actually going to be a pretty good game for Barcelona. I see a 3-0 win for Barcelona. I don't know why, but I think Barcelona go into this game. The players are going to really have to push, their level, going to come out of this game and try their hardest. Cancelo, I think, is also going to have a great game. He's been absolutely amazing. Lights out the last couple games, getting a goal in the last weekend in La Liga as well. Cancelo has been absolutely amazing. I think he's going to be a key player going into this game. Marc Bernal and Pedri, I think, are also going to get that start in the midfield with Fermin Lopez up top. I can see it. I can see Ferran Torres starting this second leg game, obviously because we didn't see much for Lewandowski in the first leg. And then Lamine Yamal obviously at the right wing position. I hopefully do expect to see Eric Garcia at the right back. I just think Araujo, again, great player on his day, but unfortunately he hasn't had those days recently. It's been a while since we've seen him in great level. So Eric Garcia at the right back, I believe, would be the best thing for Barcelona. Kubarsi and Martin as well at their center backs positions should be how it goes. And then we have as well Rashford coming off the bench. I think Rashford, we saw it again. He scored an amazing goal against Newcastle in that first matchup that we faced them back then in the Champions League earlier rounds. We got to take advantage of that. I think we got to take advantage of Rashford. If we're not doing our thing by the second half, maybe the 50th minute, 60th minute, the max, I want to see Rashford coming in latest the 60th minute and see what he can do. Maybe playing up top as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we do that. I hope we can do that. He's got a lot of pace. He's got a great shot on him as well. So if we can have Rashford coming in earlier on in the second half of this game, I think that would be super beneficial for Barcelona. So hopefully that happens. But yeah, that is my my preview. I have Barcelona winning this game 3-0 against Newcastle. I will pray to God, hopefully this happens, and we see Barcelona going to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Now let's move on to the next game here. That's enough of Barca. I know I spoke a lot, but that's just my team, man. I have so much passion for this team. Let's move on to Bayern Munich versus Atalanta. This is going to be a lot more quicker than the Barcelona-Newcastle preview. With the first match, the first leg, finishing off 6-1 Bayern Munich against Atalanta, and that was away. Now they're back at the Bayern Munich Stadium at the Allianz Arena, I believe it's called. Yes, it is. It's absolutely over, guys. Come on. 6-1 away. Bayern Munich are going to come into this second leg, just absolutely destroy Atalanta. I wouldn't be surprised Atalanta play their subs because just to give them some playing time. Hey, go out there, have some fun, do your thing. It's over, man. 6-1 after the first leg. You have to score 5 goals, and that's hoping that Bayern Munich don't go out there and score more. And of course, Bayern are going to. Let's be real. With the team that they've had, we can look at the first leg of this game. 69% possession for Bayern Munich. 8 big chances, 25 total shots. And again, the team just absolutely played lights out. Olise with a 9.6 rating in the first leg with 2 goals, 1 assist. Luis Diaz again with an 8.5 as well with a assist. Jackson, again, Harry Kane did not play the first game. Jackson played, Nicolas Jackson, and he got himself with a goal and assist. Gnabry also playing very, very well recently with a goal and assist in the first half. Everyone on Bayern's team on FootMob with a green rating, everything higher than a 7.1. But on the other side, Atalanta, it was all orange, all red as well. There's nothing much you can really say about Atalanta. They just didn't play at their level. Again, there's just teams that you can expect this to happen, man. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, PSG, and I would say Barcelona as well. You have to come very, very tough into those games when you face those opponents, because if you don't come into those games, mentally strong with an actual, style of play, an actual tactic, you're going to get exposed. And that's what happened to Atalanta in the first leg. They got absolutely exposed. This second leg, easily, I'm going to say, will finish off maybe 4-0, maybe 5-0. If Harry Kane gets the start as well in this game, which I think he will, because he's going to want a stat pad as well. He wants to get that golden goal, you know what I'm talking about. He wants to get the most goals in the Champions League as well. He always wants a stat pad, and this is a great game to stat pad. So Bayern Munich, 4-0 is going to be my preview for this game of Bayern Munich versus Atalanta. Let's move on to the next game. I think that was as easy as it can be. That was very, very quick, just like that. Let's move on to now Atlético Madrid versus Tottenham. Another easy game, I would say, for the second leg. Atlético Madrid beating Tottenham Hotspurs in the first leg 5-2. Now going back to the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium in London. Tottenham have no chance. Let's be real. Again, same thing with Atalanta. This game has been over since the first leg. 5-2 against Real Atlético Madrid. There is no chance. We saw what happened with Tottenham's goalie, Kingsley, with 2 massive errors, getting subbed off very, very, very early on. Unfortunately, you know what? A play like that to even start in the Champions League was mind-boggling. I'm not sure why he was starting the game. Vicario gets subbed on at the end of the day and also concedes 3 more after that. But yeah, Atletico Madrid looked like they were just doing their thing in the first leg. I don't see Spurs coming out here and doing very, very much. But again, that's the beauty of the Champions League. I said the same thing with Bodo Glimt. They were up 3-0. Sporting come back and score 5, and now are in the next round of the Champions League. So, you know what? Anything can happen, man. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I truly wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham come out here and go and win this game and advance in the Champions League. But let's be realistic. Atletico Madrid are going to win this game, and I can see them actually winning this second leg as well. 2-1, Atletico Madrid is my prediction for this match and my preview. Let's move on to the last game of this match day. The last match day of the round of 16. Liverpool versus Galatasaray. Now, this game is going to be very, very, very hard to predict. That's why I left it for the last game. Galatasaray winning at home 1-0 in the first leg, and I had that in my prediction. Again, we saw Galatasaray against Juventus in that matchup, and Galatasaray at home. Their fans are absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. But it's actually said that Galatasaray fans will not be able to attend the Liverpool match at Anfield because of some stuff. I think there was fireworks involved, stuff like that. So they're actually banned from attending this game. I'm not sure if all Galatasaray fans are. Maybe it might be the Ultras. But Galatasaray, when they have their fans to back them up, it's like they're playing with the 12th man. It is like they're playing with a 12th man on the field. But now going back home, Liverpool at home. It's hard, man. It's hard. It really, really is hard. I do want to say Galatasaray hold off this win. Hold off that 1-0 win from their first leg. Maybe try to get a goal. Maybe tie the second leg. But it's hard to predict that, man. Liverpool obviously not in the best run of form as well. I believe they lost or tied. Yeah, they tied against Tottenham recently as well in the Premier League as well. So they're not going to not going into this game in great form. Galatasaray 5 wins out of their 5 last games as well. So they're going into this game with really great form. I'm going to say it. I'm going to have Galatasaray tying this second leg 1-1 against Liverpool, maybe 2-2, but Galatasaray will make it and move on to the next round just by the smidge of the first leg with that 1-0. So it'll be 3-2 aggregate to Galatasaray at the end of the day. I don't know why. I can see Galatasaray scoring. Again, like Liverpool are going to have to go out there, attack. Galatasaray with Osimhen at the helm at the striker position. Osimhen, to me, is one of the best strikers in the world right now. The way he presses, the way he pushes on the ball, it's like he has 99 stamina. He's always running around. I think that mask that he has on gives him plus 10 boosts on everything because he runs like an absolute animal. He doesn't get tired. He's always pressing that back line. We saw with Juventus again how they had errors because of his pressing. So I wouldn't be surprised that Liverpool mess up somehow when he's on the field because he is such a great player and he takes his shots when he can. So yeah, I have Galatasaray and Liverpool tying the second leg 2-2, but Galatasaray will move on to the quarterfinals thanks to the first goal in the first leg to make it 3-2. Guys, let me know in the comments down below, what are your predictions? What are you thinking for these games? Again, we knew what happened yesterday with the games. We have Barcelona versus Newcastle today, Bayern Munich versus Atalanta, Liverpool versus Galatasaray, and Tottenham versus Atlético Madrid. Let me know down below your thoughts of these games. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Let me know. And as always, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys for the recap of these games later on. Talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.